conversations about this institutionalizing this mechanism in science, how the international uh, evidences and international experiences. In particular, this I would like to ask you again that if I ask in this way, uh, I'm asking from your experience in the global experience, how Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Science and Technology and national professional academies could work together to bring in this formal process on this science diplomacy, or just say that's I mean for the institutionalized diplomacy.
Okay, well, I think, different countries have different mechanisms, different histories, different ways of doing things. So in the case of Sri Lanka, I would say you need to figure out yourselves the most effective structure. There are often, I'm not finger pointing here, but there are often silos between government ministries. Each one is responsible for its own area, and they don't necessarily communicate one with the other. One example that often comes up is the example of One Health, which, if you're not familiar with it, takes into account human health, animal health, and environmental health. But obviously these different sectors are often covered by the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Agriculture, for example, for animal health, and the Ministry of Environment for the environmental health. And this is perhaps why the issue of One Health has not progressed in many countries as much as it might have done. And it's a question of breaking down those silos, understanding that science diplomacy is a collaboration. It's about building relations, sharing information, and working towards finding a process that will work in Sri Lanka. There is no sort of one answer for every different country here. So it's what you find will work best in your national environment, I think.
Thank you, Peter. I think we can move the floor to the Professor Dr. Siribeli Fernando. I think when we talk about the national framework or the national perspectives, so how can our policies, I am generally asking the policies, can frameworks be reoriented to ensure the sustainability become a core driver of research funding and agenda setting? I'm asking the global science partnerships to do the global science partnerships, or who want to make some global science and technology partnerships and the collaborations. How can our policy frames to be reoriented to ensure the sustainability to become a core driver for R&D funding and agenda setting for the global partnerships?